Hey, what's going on, everyone? In the last video, I went over kind of the microscopic view here on Coinigy, which I love. I put in SMS alerts, so they kind of give me I have a Samsung S2 Classic watch that vibrates when the market goes in certain directions, so I don't have to keep looking at my phone, and I know if my watch vibrates, there's some movement going on in the market. And based off my price points, I have alerts set up that let me know, okay, now you should start looking at the charts, whether or not you think there's a possibility for a short based off of prior resistance and selling pressure, or I think we're going to have a breakout and possibly go to a new high. So that's what I did with this chart here. But also, what I think is a good indicator, what you should keep an eye open for, is the simple chart. So Bitcoin Wisdom, I'm on Bitfinex, Bitstamp, and BTCE. They're a little slow. They're a little bit behind the market. You have the most volume and liquidity, I believe, in Bitfinex. And Hubby, I don't even mess with. But here is a beautiful layout of really what's going on in the market. You have your buy or your sell orders here stacked up. You have your buy orders here stacked up. So this person's willing to buy one Bitcoin for 600 or sell one Bitcoin for $657.87. Bam, that's just gone. So what we've looked down to see if that price changed. Did the price change, or was it sold? And this is your ledger. This is your current ticker to tell you how much Bitcoin was purchased up to date and how many Bitcoins were purchased and at what price. So 3 Bitcoins were just purchased at 657. Now, what I really use for the indicator on volume is this thing starts moving fast. And volume is a good indication of which direction the market's going to continue to go. So we made it almost to 661 or around 661, and then we pulled back almost $3 to almost 658. I think we went as low as like 657. But you want to look at who's selling or buying, larger blocks, 10, 15, 13, 20. And this is moving. That's a real good indication to tell you which direction the market's going to go. And don't jump in right away. Be disciplined. This can fluctuate a few dollars here to the downside or to the upside. We want to see the movement in one specific way or the other. And that's what I mean by reacting to the market. I don't like to buy here and hope that the market's going to go one way or another. There's ways to manage your risk doing that, anticipating the market, but I like to react because things like heavy volume, somewhat of a breakout pattern, is going to give you a better way to manage your risk and essentially make profits one way or the other. You can short this or you can long it. And for me, the 660, 665 range, that's what I'm keeping my eye on. I also keep an eye on the time zones. What time is it in China? What time is it in the U.S.? Where is the most money coming from? The liquidity, right? And with this, like Bitcoin Wisdom, it gives me an overview of all the different, not all the different exchanges, but it gives me a nice kind of view of the buy and sell orders. And that's what I like to see is how much is being sold. It could tell me that it's 630, but that could just be one person that bought like one Satoshi. We want to see who's really putting their money out there. And that gives me a better indication of what the real market value is. And what is it buying pressure? Is it selling pressure? What news articles are currently going on? And usually when this happens, it happens fast. So that's why I get a little anxious, but I figure I'd make a video why it's going on right now. So it moved quite a bit fast when it hit 661. So that could be an indication that there's a lot of selling pressure. There's a lot of people that bought up in here. They bought, up in here or up in here. And now they have their discipline set, like saying, okay, well, I just want to break even at 666. And that's why it's a heavy zone of resistance. People just held on to their coins. They're not investing. They don't necessarily believe in Bitcoin. They just thought they might get rich quick. And they're just looking for the first opportunity to get out of that position. Now, if there's not enough sellers, then or a lot of more back holders that want more money or a better return, then they're going to hold on to their coins, and that creates a breakout. So that's what I'm looking for right now, but I'm also looking for a short. What you want to do with these charts, I'll take it back to Coinigy, is you want to be well versed in looking for patterns. You know how they say history is likely to repeat itself. Well, we can look at this action and kind of figure out what patterns is it following to the past. And as we can see here, in the past, we had a big run up, similar to this, but not exactly, because Well, almost, because we can see here it had it's just a barely lower high compared to here, but we still had the kind of similar breakout fake out pattern. And then the next candle on this was red, and then the next candle, boom, heavy volume. Look at that, heavy volume, quickly, fast, in a matter of an hour to the downside. And then the next hour kind of bounced back up a little bit, and then consolidated, and then went for another run, but had a lower high. So that's what I'm looking for right here. I don't jump in on this first retracement because sometimes you can have fake outs. But if this next candle continues to have heavy volume and move quickly, that's a good indication that I would short the market and try to make some profits off of that, and then scoop some coins up for longing, flip them when the bounce play happens. So that's what I'm looking out for. That's how I analyze, certain situations like these. There's many more tools I can share with you guys. But like I said, I do this as a little bit of a side hobby, and I like to share my information with people. And then also, someone has a different perspective on things, legitimate idea that makes sense. I'm always open to hearing that. That's what I really wanted to start this channel for, is get the conversation going on, and really just my main objective is, it's either you believe in Bitcoin or you don't. And if you believe in it, I would highly recommend getting some Bitcoins and hold on to it as an investment. Maybe skim some profits off when you can. Short it if you could, and then buy back at a lower level of support. Scoop your coin back up. But yeah, so that's the tools I use. Again, what I would really recommend is getting, even trying out some of these things that I've showed you guys. Like, mark out different levels of resistance and support, and do it back in time. Try to put a piece of paper over here. Don't look at it, and then try to predict what would have happened to the market, and then see how well your predictions went, and what may have caused that. Look at some old news articles, and if you're too lazy to do any of that, then don't throw your money in this market. There's money to be made in this market, but you got to do your homework. The early bird gets the worm, that whole type of thing. You do your homework, it pays off. I'll promise you that. All right? Take care, everyone. Treat each other like you would yourselves, and have a happy Sunday. Take it easy.